The concept is to bring together some of the services that are currently available through different organisations to landholders. So in this case it's looking at some of the DPI extension activities, the CMAs and also the LHPAs. Those services are all being brought together into a number of regional service bodies, and they will provide those services in as well triple bottom line outlook as they can.
The main question that comes to mind for media people like us is obviously there's going to be rationalisation and in some jobs, some positions lost as part of this process. But I guess that's part of the idea of the whole thing anyway.
Well, certainly the focus is to streamline the organisations, which will result in obviously some cost savings, and also to bring together what previously have been relatively separate activities, which is DPI extension activities, high productivity focus, CMAs, NRM focus, and LHPAs are sort of animal biosecurity and plant biosecurity. So all those things will be brought together, and hopefully in a triple bottom line sense we can get a reduced number of sources of advice for landholders.
It's my kind of impression that the eventual local land services organisation is going to need very strong leadership. There are quite different cultures between the CMAs and the LHPA, and indeed those extension officers from the department.
Well, I think the cultures are probably not as far apart as some people suggest, but there certainly are differences in outlook. These will be set up with the emphasis on local, so there'll be boards on who are in control of each of the local land service organisations, which there'll be 11 or maybe less, but more than likely 11. And they'll have strong regional boards, a lot of autonomy. The chair of those boards will report direct to the minister. They'll have responsibility for planning, identifying what are the priority areas that need to be looked at in an NRM, productivity, you name it sense, biosecurity, and then having developed those plans and had them agreed to by the government, then they will be responsible for implementing what they've set out to do. The funding of those organisations will be looked at as part of the implementation. In order of total dollars, then the state government currently provides the greatest share. Then the Commonwealth input, which is bid for competitively out of caring for our country, that Commonwealth contribution and the levy rates from the LHPAs, those two are about the same. So the state government's the largest contribution, then there's competitive bidding from Commonwealth, and then almost the same amount of that is the LHPA rate. So one of the jobs has to be done over the next 14 months is to look at, well, who's getting all the benefits out of these combined services and who should be paying for them, and then we'll have to implement whatever is the rate structure that's applicable. But bear in mind the CMA funding is very heavily reliant up to now on both the state and federal government, and we've got to make sure this organisation still receives sufficient funding from both those sources.
Tell us a little bit about the reference panel. How many members and have they been appointed yet, and what sort of people are you looking for because of the size of the challenge?
Well, the reference panel is really meant to be an opportunity for all the stakeholders in this process to have a say, and we'll consult through the reference panel with the stakeholders, and then if need be we'll go out and consult more widely. But the sort of organisations that are represented on the reference panel is New South Wales Farmers, Landcare, the LHPAs have a representative, CMAs have a representative, Greening Australia, New South Wales Irrigators Council and DPI. Well, there's no proposal for the Weeds County Councils to be merged into these new organisations. Local government already has a responsibility for weeds, so where the CMAs are involved in weeds, it's when they get involved in it from a biodiversity or productivity point of view. I don't see major changes in there, but when we have the LHPA people involved, then they do some weed work as well. So I think it'll be necessary for these local land service to work very closely with local government and the Weed County Councils, and hopefully there's sufficient funds for those local land services to make available something to the people on the ground to do more weed control work, because in some areas weeds are absolutely a significant problem.
Currently in the rating structure for LHPAs, there's a cut-off point or a demarcation point for smaller properties who don't pay rates. Do you want to reflect on the equity of that in terms of the market?
Well, speaking as someone who's above the 10 hectare minimum and who does pay rates, then I think some of those small properties are just as capable of creating weed problems, feral animal problems as much larger properties. So I think it would be fair overall if some of those properties paid, but there's been no decisions made on that yet, and but it will be taken into account when we're looking at the overall funding model for these land services. Well, I think this is an opportunity to make a major change in the provision of services to landholders, and a bigger change has been made probably for 20 or 30 years. And I think addressing cultural issues is obviously something that's on the agenda and something that we have to address. But the intention is, by the time we press the go button in January 2014, we'll have staff in place, they'll know what the game's about, they'll be committed to it, and we'll be off and running. And it's most important these organisations have a triple bottom line focus. There's no point in just having green outcomes, there's no point in just having highly economic and brown outcomes. The world's moved to a position where they're looking for triple bottom line, and that's what these organisations have to deliver. This is not actually being implemented till January 2014. In the meantime, everybody, CMAs, LHPAs and Extension officers have got a job to do.
Yep.
They should focus on doing that job to the best of their ability, and then there'll be a new organisation gradually put into place over the second half of 2013, and then will be all systems go. So sure, there'll be uncertainty, some people will be less happy than the status quo. Well, that's what the price of every change, it doesn't matter whether it's in the primary industry sector or any other, change is not comfortable for some people.